Junior Rotax Race 2 about to get underway, and we have 11 minutes on the clock plus an additional lap in this one once again. Starting from pole position will be the 2:45 of Kartschmied.de's Farin Mega, and alongside will be the current points leader, Valentin Klus in the 2:01 from RS Competition. Row 2, it is an all-Buehler kart racing team affair with Nikita Genza in the 2:26 and Kian Agassadi in the 2:62 alongside each other on row 2. Maurice Schmeis from JJ Racing in the 2:10 will start 5th, and alongside will be the young Dane in the form of RS Competition's Magnus Pedersen in the 2:47. Fourth row is comprised of the 2:38 of Kraft Motorsport's Janis Diak and the 2:08 of Leon Arndt. Louis Jacobs in the 2:28 and Louis Dettling will comprise of the top 10. Rafael Balza and Rafael Renhofer will start on row number 6. And behind them will start the 2:36 of Nevio Fischer and the 2:86 of Luigi Gasso. So the red lights ignited once again on the starting gantry. As the field makes its way towards the final 2 corners, 2 left-handers here at Wittgenborn, 1,038 metres in length. A very technical circuit as they come around the final corner, they go into the tram lines, they raise the accelerators high, and they go racing for the second time today. As now this time around, it looks like that Nikita Genza, I think, has already got the jump, and well, where has Maurice Schmeis come from? All the way up from what was 5th, now up into 3rd behind the 2:26 of Nikita Genza. Valentin Klus now just in front of teammate Magnus Pedersen, who's up from 6th, up into 5th place. As Pedersen drifts wide, and that allows Kian Agassadi to get through on not just him, but I think also has managed to make the move up the inside of Valentin Klus. That is the case. And so Agassadi now up into 4th position. So the drivers making their way. Farin Mega will lead proceedings after lap number 1. Followed by Genza, Schmeis, Agassadi, Klus, Janis Diak and Leon Arndt have both got past Magnus Pedersen as the Dane went wide coming out of the chicane. Louis Jacobs ahead of Louis Dettling. Balza ahead of Renhofer. For what is 11th position on the road is now Nikita Genza, trying to put the pressure on early when it comes to Farin Mega, who continues to lead. The gap between them last time around was just over 0.25 seconds. And this time, Valentin Klus gets back up the inside of Kian Agassadi, who runs wide, and that allows Janis Diak to get past the 2:62 and then the 2:36 of Nevio Fischer, trying to move up the order. Has got the 2:17 of Rafael Balza just up ahead, because Renhofer has got past Balza and Fischer to now take 11th place after the completion of lap number 2. But Farin Mega still being kept well and truly under pressure by Nikita Genza. Gap between the pair was exactly 0.2 of a second after the completion of lap number 2. Maurice Schmeis, in the meantime, in 3rd place from JJ Racing, has the fastest lap by just 5 1/1000ths of a second quicker than the driver just up ahead. He was about just under 4/10 up ahead over when they crossed the line last time, Nikita Genza. So Genza, whilst trying to battle away with Farin Mega, now has to just keep an eye on where Maurice Schmeis is in terms of proximity. As Genza gets a bit closer once again to Mega. The battle for the lead still very much undecided, and with just over 8 minutes and 15 seconds plus an additional lap, anything can happen. As now, Leon Arndt closing on Kian Agassadi a bit further down the order for what is 6th place on the road. Gap between Mega and Genza last time around was just over 0.18 of a second. As on lap 3, Valentin Klus in 4th puts in the fastest lap of anybody, a 47.545, which meant that every single one of the 14 drivers bettered their lap time after the completion of lap number 3. Janis Diak now takes the fastest lap, well, make that Raphael Renhofer if the 2:33 from FM Racing is very much inclined, and definitely was thereof. A 47.396 second lap time from the 2:33 on lap number 4. But the gap between Farin Mega and Nikita Genza is closing. And at the moment, that gap now is just over a quarter of a second. Schmeiz a little bit further adrift, just over 5.5 tenths behind Genza. Klus, Stiak, Agasade, Arndt, Jacobs now ahead of Pedersen for 8th. Renhofer looking to make some inroads here and could possibly challenge the Dane going into turn 1, and he looks to the inside of the 2:47. Oh, that was definitely poetry in motion from Raphael Renhofer there through turn 1 and into 2. So a great job there by Renhofer, who's now up into 9th place and will start chasing down the 2:88 of Luis Jacobs. But Mega, after 5 laps, and soon to be 6, continues to lead the race. 6 minutes and 23 seconds, plus 1 additional lap, still remaining in the second of 3 junior Rotax races here at Wittgenborn. Valentin Klus puts down another benchmark for the other drivers. A 47.188 second lap time from the 2:01, representing Germany from RS competition. Came in to this final weekend of the season, shortened down from 5 race weekends to 3, with Multon and Wackersdorf being the initial 2 circuits that we have visited this season, amidst what has happened across the globe. But the racing, very much pure at heart and pure emotion personified here in Germany. As Mega being closed in on once again by Genza. Genza not allowing the 2:45 to breathe as they come out of the final corner and cross the stripe. So personal best from Farin Mega and Nikita Genza on that particular occasion. But Genza ever so slightly quicker, the gap just under 2 tenths between them. As they go through the chicane, it looks to be closing ever much so, as Valentin Klus has absolutely demolished that gap between himself and Maurice Schmeiz. So Schmeiz quickly coming under fire, and Klus up the inside to now take 3rd place. Brilliant work there by Valentin Klus to get the inside run on Maurice Schmeiz. Stiak, Agasade, Arndt, Jacobs, Renhofer, Pedersen round out the top 10 at the minute. And it looks like Renhofer's got his way up to 8th place. Brilliant job there by Raphael Renhofer with a 47.388. That's a personal best. Mega sets a personal best that time around of a 47.318. But Valentin Klus on lap number 6 still holds the fastest lap of everybody. A 47.188 second lap time from the 2:01. 4 minutes and 2 seconds, plus an additional lap still to go. Mega really looking to try and do the business here on Saturday to give himself a good chance at the very least to get a top 2, maybe top 3 overall finish in the standings at the end of the season. Of course, his efforts in Minimax have come rewarded with trips to, like, say, the Grand Finals for Rotax themselves, which the 2020 version has been rescheduled to the 23rd to the 30th of January 2021 at the Catedromo Internacional do Algarve in Portimao, Portugal, which is where the Rotax Max Challenge International Trophy will also be held between the 8th and the 13th of December. Just over 3 minutes remaining in the race. Mega continues to lead despite the amount of pressure that Genza has been putting on the 2:45. The 2:26 from Budakart Racing Team having done a great job to just keep in the hunt, have the opportunity to try and go for it. So Genza still trying to close on Mega for the lead in the race. They come through the hairpin, which will bring them into the tight infield section before they come around the final left-hander to go on the start-finish straight and complete lap number 11. Mega and Agassade once again showcasing that they are not going to make mistakes. They want to make sure that they have the prime opportunity to be in contention. Mega sets a personal best. Genza 25 thousandths slower on that lap, but gets a bit closer in the braking zone through the first hairpin after turns 1 and 2. But in the meantime, just keep your eyes on Valentin Klus, who has been closing, and again, this time on lap 11, forget lap number 6, it's just gone 60 thousandths quicker as the 201 from RS competition. So this time around, as we see a change a little bit further down the order, that looks like Yannick Stiak has got past, as has Kian Agassade on Maurice Schmeis. A little tap from behind from the 210 on the 262. And then Agassade this time goes up the inside of Stiak and has got the position as now Stiak reasserts himself, as does Maurice Schmeis. And as a result of that, Agassade drops 2 places from 4th to 6th, and they better watch their rear bumpers, because not too far behind is Leon Arndt in the 208. Renhofer, having done a spirited drive so far, I know for a fact that it will be a case that the 233 from FM Racing would have wanted to have gotten that a little bit higher up the order, but with the pace that everyone else has been setting is now, Schmeis loses out once again to Agassade. And the gap between Mega and Genza now a quarter of a second, as we have just over 30 seconds remaining. So the timer will count down to 0. Once it does hit 0, we will go on to, from my estimation, the final lap of this race. And it's been an absolute dogfight at the front of the field, let alone that. It's been a dogfight all the way up and down the order. As now Neville Fischer closes on teammate at RS competition Magnus Pedersen, who started a bit further up the order, now finds himself in 10th place. So last lap board being shown, this time once again to Farin Mega. Genza looking to strike. Now is the opportunity and the time to do it. Be in the right place at the right time. Through into the hairpin, off of turns 1 and 2 they go. Klus is getting closer by every single braking zone. The 201 could fancy an opportunity to go for broke and go for the lead. Stiak and Agassade rounding out the top 5 as the leaders now make their way through into the hairpin. They are literally line astern. Who's going to go for it? Is it going to be Genza? Is it going to be Klus? We're about to find out, because now Klus goes up the inside of Genza. Genza gets the run back through into the next corner, but the switchback happens, a little bit of a tussle between the pair, but that allows Farin Mega once again to cross the finish line and take the victory. Genza holds on to second by just over a tenth and a half. Yannick Stiak takes 4th. Maurice Schmeis takes 5th ahead of Leon Arndt. Raphael Renhofer manages to make his way up to 7th at the flag ahead of Kian Agassade. Louis Jacobs and Magnus Pedersen complete the top 10 ahead of Neville Fischer, Rafael Balza, Louis Detling and Luigi Gazzo, rounding out the 14 strong that completed all 15 laps.